Hey friends, yeah, a little emotional this morning because I just cut down some sugar cane. We had planted a little root and it spread, and in an effort to try and clean up, I I decided to cut it down, and it's not much, it's just a little bit that I cut. This is this is what I cut. Right, I still want to take down a lot of it from here, and I'm emotional because I think it, look at what our ancestors had to go through. They, and especially our grandmothers, our aunties and nannies, some of our mothers as well. Get up 3 o'clock in the morning, cook food for their families, take a chicken or a cutlass. I'm practically using like the lightest one that I have, which is like this. They use bigger one, and they headed off to the sugarcane fields and would clear down like a whole field in a day almost, you know. And working in hot sun. I'm actually in the shade here because like a pomerac tree, and it's in the shade. The sun, if you see the sunlight where it's falling, it's not where I'm actually working. And it makes me very emotional to think of the strength they had they were really strong women physically. I mean, I just got this, and I'm not crying because I'm frustrated with the work. I'm crying because I'm thinking how what they went through. They went through a lot in terms of having to chop down a whole cane field, which is not an easy task, and I'm sure the cutlass they used was heavier than the one I'm using. Sit down, if they get a few minutes, they eat a little piece of dry roti, so to speak, and then go back to work, then go home to see about children. Some of them had abusive husbands. I think the majority of them had abusive husbands, and had to face that, cook again, wash, clean. Some of them had terrible in-laws that they lived with, terrible in-laws, and to endure all of that to make sure that the children had a better life. It really pains me when I actually experience this now for myself. And this is, as I said, this is not even about 50 pieces I can that I chopped out. And to know how hard this is, this it pains me. And yes, I had to make a video about it because sometimes it's only when you experience something that you really appreciate what our ancestors went through, or what someone would have gone through for you. I mean, I know my parents and my grandparents and great grandparents worked sugarcane fields, they work rice fields, all of that, and I've never done it. So for they to go through all these things, for us to have a cushy life, it's like, wow. I'm just thinking about what our female ones went through. The guys here say, well, they're strong. The fellas that will say that they're strong. But for women had it even worse than those times, as we know. But I mean, this physical labor, it's not easy. I think this morning I decided to do this, and I said, well, maybe it'll be real easy. I'll lick up this in no time, because the cane actually is soft as the what they call bourbon cane or bourbon cane. I don't know what's the correct term. So it's easy to chop, but it's easy, but it's difficult at the same time. And imagine having to clear a whole acre or 2 acres of this for the day and pack it on a tractor to go to the sugarcane factories and all these things. It's not an easy task. And then beside that, they would be covered in soot from burnt sugarcane. I mean, oh my gosh, Jai Bhagwan, as they say. And it makes me even appreciate my ancestors even more, because I really had to say a strong aji, a strong nanny. My grandfathers, they were jokers, put it like that. I'll leave that as it is. Even my dad and his brothers, They worked really hard, especially my father. I know he cut sugarcane and worked garden and planted rice and all these things. So I know he had a difficult life, but he did every possible job he could to make his life comfortable, to achieve the things that he did in life, you know. And this today makes me appreciate even more to say thank you to my ancestors for all that they did. Wow, I'm really emotional this morning. So I'll get over this and try to finish cutting the skin.